Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a microphone. I have a funny story, kind of ish. So a couple weeks before this, I went to Target, right? And they have this section for electronics, and this specific brand called Heyday has like a bunch of like different like small electronic stuff, like earphones, like a car mounter thingy, chargers, like stuff like that. And so they have microphones, and I was like, oh cool. And so the price the price range for the items at Heyday, like the brand, it started from $9.99. So I was like, oh okay, well this microphone should be like $10. I rang it up and it was $35. So at the time I couldn't buy into that investment, but now I have the microphone. So I was like, if it doesn't work, I will return it. But it's giving. In a real life situation, like this bottom part would open up and I would rest it on somewhere, but because I don't want to go over to my table and like properly sit down, I'm on my bed holding this as if it's like a tripod. So this wire is for my headphones and this other wire is connected to my laptop. So the next step would be for me to connect the microphone to my camcorder. I would have better visuals, but as of right now, just the microphone. But yeah, I decided I'd make this video because a lot of people have been telling me my voice is like soothing and calming. One person in particular said that my voice is calm enough to narrate a children's story, like, you know, those like, I guess, audible things, like audiobook things where there's like a person reading like a children's story, a children's bedtime story specifically, because I think children's story readers, they're like very excited. They're like, and the cow jumped over the moon. But you know, like if it's like a kid's bedtime story, it'd be like, and the cow jumped over the moon, like you're trying to get the kid to sleep, you know, like, yeah, what's the term called? Fan service. I'm giving the kids what they want. I'm joking. Okay, so I'm gonna look up children's bedtime stories. Ooh, 5-minute bedtime stories for kids. I'm gonna read Sword in the Stone. Reminders. Number 1, if you guys have any medications or supplements that you need to take before you go to bed, make sure you do that. Number 2, drink water. Okay, at least like 1 glass of water, like a nice cup of water before bed. Okay. Number 3, was there something you forgot to do, like a quick assignment, were you supposed to send a text message to someone, reply someone's email, whatever, do that. Number 4, is there number 4? I don't know, get comfortable wherever you are. If this is nighttime, make sure you turn off the light, because sometimes I forget to do that. I like lying down and then I fall asleep and then I suddenly wake up and the light is on. Not good. So yeah. Alright, let's get started. The Sword in the Stone, a King Arthur legend of the sword story, legend stories for kids. Long ago in England, a wise and just king ruled the land. His name was King Uther. Let me just read the story. I won't give commentations because this is supposed to be. Times were good and the people lived well. King Uther wanted a magician at court, and so he chose the famous Merlin the magician. Merlin could see into the future, and he knew those good days were not gonna last. King Uther and the King Guinevere had a child, a baby son. At a castle party for the royal birth, Merlin the magician took the king aside. He said, "Sire, there's something you must know. Soon a great darkness will fall over this land. Your child is in great danger. Let me take the baby far away. I will be sure he stays safe." "Merlin," said the king in surprise, "you are a great magician and you are my friend, but there is no way we will let anyone take our child away." Sadly, soon after the child's birth, the queen died. Not long after, King Uther was killed in battle. That very night, Merlin swept into the castle and took the child. The next morning, the royal nurse went into the nursery. Alas, an empty crib. In fear, the nurse and nobles and servants looked everywhere, but the baby was gone. I feel like I'm reading this too excitedly. I'm supposed to read this calmly, but even my excitement will still be calm to some people anyways, so let me just... For years, there was no king to sit on the throne, no king to set the laws. Men of high rank fought each other to be king. Darkness fell over the land. Robbers and bands of wild men ruled the streets of London. Evil men broke into houses and took what they wanted. Travelers on the roads were jumped and robbed. The people of England lived in fear. Yet far away there was a quiet place. A good king, Sir Ector, lived in peace with his two sons. His first son was named Kay. His younger son, Arthur, had been adopted as a baby. Years before, a stranger had come to Sir Ector with a baby. He asked if Sir Ector would raise a child. The old knight took the baby in his arms, glad for a second child. He named the baby Arthur and raised the child as his own. When Arthur was 10 years old, the same stranger returned to Sir Ector's home. He could read and write, and so Sir Ector hired him to teach his two sons. Kay could not sit still for lessons and he stopped coming, but Arthur listened with wide eyes. He learned everything. I bet you have guessed by now who that stranger was, none other than Merlin the magician. At the end of the day, when Arthur finished his chores, that was time for the lessons. Merlin would sit with Arthur for hours and teach him about the world. Arthur was a thin lad, not strong like his big brother Kay. Merlin said not to worry about that. He said that what mattered most was to have a heart that was big and strong. Merlin saw how the birds, foxes, and deer followed Arthur. He could see that the boy had a big and strong heart. By the time Arthur was 16, his brother Kay had become a knight. He was now called Sir Kay. Arthur loved nothing more than to serve his brother as a squire. He kept great care of his brother's tunic and helmet, his spears and lances. One day at lesson time, Merlin looked away. He stood up. "What is it?" said Arthur. "The people need hope," said Merlin. "Arthur, there's something I must do. I must go now." That night, when nighttime was at its most dark, Merlin the magician came to London Market Square. He stood at the middle of the square. He held both his arms high and pointed his wand to the stars. The next morning at dawn, people started to arrive at the market. There in front of them was something most odd. A block of white marble stood in the middle of the town square. Resting on the block was a giant stone the size of a very large rock. At the top of the stone there was a golden sword handle and a few inches of the blade shining in the sun. Yet this is the most odd. The rest of the blade was buried deep into the stone. None of this was there the day before. What's more, these words could be seen at the top of the blade. "Whoever pulls out the sword from this stone is a true king of England." And that's all we'll get to today. I know that with these type of stories, you're supposed to read from start to finish, and this could take an hour, to be honest, to read the whole thing. But I'm tired myself. I've read myself to sleep. Yeah, sleep well. If you're not watching this at night, I hope you have a good rest of the day. And if you are watching this at night, I hope you have sweet dreams. May the Lord bless you and keep you and cause his face to shine upon you and give you peace. That part, and give you peace. I'm supposed to be doing Bible verses at the end of my videos, but I haven't been doing that. But what I just said is actually part of a Bible verse, so I know all of you guys are Bible scholars. Those who are Christians, y'all will easily be able to find that in the Bible. But anyways, all my rambling will definitely put you to sleep. Yeah. Should I speak really close into the mic? This will. Okay. Volume warning in 3, 2, 1. This is how it sounds when I speak into the mic. Like, I'm really in your ear right now. I'm in your ear. It's best if I speak into the mic like this. You can really hear the inside of my mouth, trying hard not to breathe into the mic because you know the mic doesn't smell that bad. There's like a foam padding inside. That's what it kind of smells like. It just smells like that and a little bit of metal. Is this how the ASMR girlies do it? I think they have to change some settings within their microphone so they can talk into it like this and not have it hurt people's ears. This is fun. I don't know why I didn't get a microphone sooner, but prices of microphones are a little outrageous, especially the good ones. I'm gonna go to bed. Bye-bye.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.